G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is Murasama. This is a weapon that is from Metal Gear Revengeance and is wielded by a guy called Jetstream Sam, which is, if you're Japanese, you want to make something sound aggressively American, then that's the name you use. Jetstream Sam. It's an American hero name. Anyways, what you're looking at here is a standalone katana type weapon, some sort of Japanese sword, and it's got this glowing blade sort of thing. It's red, but it's not like a lightsaber glow, but as you can tell, it's a little bit luminescent. And the way the blade works is, from what I've read, it's sort of like a vibroblade from Star Wars. It just resonates with a frequency that allows it to cut through stuff easy, not having to worry about the sharpness of the blade to do it. And I've done my homework on this. I watched the first 10 minutes of the DLC, I suppose, where this weapon is from, and this guy, he rocks up, he's all in a cyber ninja costume sort of thing, and we don't have that, but yeah, we've got the damage on this thing anyway. This thing is scaled up to have a lot of damage, like 1700 damage off the bat is very, very strong, and let me tell you something, that's the normal version. We're hitting over 10,000 damage with this thing in its normal version, or rather the regular version, which has damage that is, I guess it makes sense for a katana vibroblade to do that much. If you're a cyborg ninja, but we're playing as some sort of raider chick that we picked up off the streets, so yeah, she's not going to be quite as strong. So anyways, so a lot happens in that 10 minutes that I watched. First of all, Senator Armstrong shows up, talks about how he hates nature. There's some other cyborg ninja guy sitting next to him. He's got grey hair, looks like 80 years old, but, you know, he'll kick your ass because he's in that suit, and that'll increase his physical abilities, of course, and talks about how he hates nature. Next thing you know, some guy rocks up on a motorbike. That's Jetstream Sam. You can see this thing by its hilt. He sort of carries it around in his hilt with him. I guess he wants to protect his blade, keep that condition bar up. And then, like, he opens a sewer grate to the sewer, and then two cops show up, he murders them in cold blood, then goes down to the sewer, then goes and kills things for like 10 minutes, and went up to this robot dog and started talking to it. And that's as far as I got. I think I got the gist at that point. And I'll be honest, I kind of loved it. That kind of craziness in video games, you don't see a whole lot of that anymore. Hideo Kojima, he knows what he's doing. Anyways, there's a little bit of customization here. You'll find that it's basically the same as what you'd get out of a combat knife, but it's also got the electrified and stun pack, so I suppose that's actually a Chinese officer sword, so there you go. Serrated gives me just over 3,000 damage, which far outweighs whatever menial bits of damage you get out of the stun pack here. And look, if something's surviving hitting for 1,800 plus damage, then well, you probably do want to stun them, but it's easier just to hit them with like 3,000 damage. So we've made that blade serrated. Hopefully we didn't destroy the weapons workbench using that. Legendary effect is there if you need it. Something like bloodied on this thing at low health would be absolutely mental, but we don't need to do that. Right now I've got custom katana animations. You can also have that in one hand, and also standard animations, which give you the standard vanilla game animations, which aren't that good. You'll also have the standard animations when the one-hand version in third person, so make sure you use this thing in first person only if you decide to chuck on those animations. But the two-handed katana animation set is actually quite good, so I'll demonstrate them now. So crafting this weapon is not actually an option, although you might find all of the other components. The conserved blade just doesn't exist. It hasn't been made anywhere in the game file. So what you'll have to do is utilize console commands. Getting weapons through console commands is simplicity itself when you already know the weapon's name. In this case, it's the HF Murasama. We don't have to use that whole entire word. In fact, if you put a space in it, then it tends to mess things up. So we'll be only using the first 4 letters, and we should be finding this thing just fine. So we'll be utilizing the search function here to get the form ID, which will be coming up in a second. But first of all, you type in help, and then we'll put in Mura, because that means the game will be scanning for all of the other forms, which is listed under 4 here. You'll find that most items in this game are listed under other forms, and then we want to narrow that search even further by typing wep after that. So the only thing it's going to be spitting out in the console commands is weapons that have Mura in them, and as easy as that. As you can tell, it's typed in, or it's given us a FE03E808, and if we go player.exe add item, space, FE03E808. Bam! We've just gotten 2 of these bad boys, which you can't see, but I have 2 of them. Watch this. Wham 2. Drop on the floor. Yeah, there they are. Okay, it's a lovely day at the beach, perfect for practicing swinging your swords before you start murdering gunners with it. And this is what it looks like in first person. It's got the basic swings, which go like that, very fast. And you also find that your movement speed is actually not affected when using this thing. Unless you want to sprint, then you will slow down again. Yeah, they fixed that in Fallout 76, but these animations, I think, allow you to be nice and mobile. There's also third-person animations, which if you swing it normally, it looks like that. But it also has power attack animations, which look a little bit like what they do in-game. If you're walking backwards and you execute a power attack, you'll do the same thing that Jetstream Sam does, only you don't have this cool charge-up effect where there'll be some sort of weird energy effect. Also, you can utilize these sideways power attacks, which make you do a front flip. But if you stand in power attack, you'll just jolt forward like that. And when you attack going backwards, you'll do a defensive jump back. So potentially extremely useful for death claws. There's also sprinting animations, which also look like Jetstream Sam running. And let me tell you something, you go really, really fast when you sprint. Look at that. If you find that these animations aren't working, and listen up, this is important, they will not work properly if you've got more than one sprinter's leg on. But you don't have to worry about run speed when you can sprint like that fast. There's also a power attack coming outside of the sprint, which looks a little bit like that. And there you have it. That's the standard two-handed animations. One-handed animations, you've got an extra hand to use for flipping your gunners off before you kill them, I guess. If you switch over to third person, like I said, it just uses the standard animations in third person, which means you're probably going to get plenty of finishes in VATS and stuff, so that's not terrible. You've also got standard vanilla animations here, which are the least exciting because we've seen these, and we've been seeing them for years, so we probably won't be using this one, but there's an option to utilize standard vanilla animations with it if you want to swing your sword like some sort of mad horror movie character from the 90s, murdering teenagers or something. But there you go. That's the Murasama, and that's its animations. Now we can get to killing people. Oh, one last thing. You can block with it, which looks like that. And in third person like that. Okay, so we're finally here outside of the Immersive Gunners Plaza. Looks like there's a mosquito that just got taken care of over there by the gunners. They're probably thinking to themselves, today's gonna be an easy day. It won't be. And there's a fourth secret weapon that I've added into my inventory. It's called Ultra Jet, because examining the gameplay from Metal Gear, there's a lot of slowdown, and in that slowdown, there's a whole lot of, like, chopping up the corpse for some reason, for, like, combos or whatever. I feel like that's kind of a waste of time, but we're going to utilize those time-slowing powers to kill a lot of people very fast, should we need it. And I guess we're just going to get started here. If I get shot at by, like, 1 billion people, then I'll probably pop the jet and see how we go. It does look like we can get these guys in 2 shots if I aim nice and high. It'll be a one-shot kill, which is great, or a one-swing kill, as it were. And, I was expecting a little bit more of a response to this. You know what? It's jet time, baby. Decapitation number 1. Oh, they're throwing flashbangs at me. That's not good. So, instead of wearing a expensive and high-tech, like, cyber ninja suit costume thing, we're just doing drugs instead. That's okay, we've got a raider background here, and that makes a whole lot of sense to me. And Ultra Jet, it lasts for bloody ages. If I had the biocom mesh on my chest piece, which I think I've got the one that reduces stagger instead, well, that'd last for even longer, another 50% longer, which is great. But I'm going to hit that jet again as soon as this is over with, and take this mantis out. Let's do a little bit more of this in slow motion, but in third person. We'll see these animations. Probably going to be slightly harder to hit them like this, but if I go for a power attack, That seems to do the job pretty well. And we can start our power attack a little bit further off because it'll jolt you forward into the enemy. What am I going to get to here? Not quite. There we go. A slow motion front flip there as we take out that particular gunner. And now there's like 1 billion people here. We got a cheeky level up before. I don't think that'll happen again. But we're going to try anyway. It's not... Actually, no, I got 2 there. That's great. That's what I wanted to do. And now if I want to go backwards and hitting these guys, there we go. We dodged out of the way of those turrets' bullets. Just in time. Okay, so this has all been the two-handed animations. May as well show off the first-person animations here with one hand. And if I go over to third person, it'll just be the standard vanilla animations, which we only hit for 800 on that power attack. That's weird. You'd think you'd hit for a little bit harder, you know, considering the fact that we've got 3,000 damage at our disposal, but I should probably predict that this is going to end up in a lot of kill animations like that. Same as the machete animations, of course. We should be able to get these guys through the door if they're close enough. I did as well. Yeah, you come close, I'll get ya. Okay, I can see them now. If they want to run closer, they don't. But, okay, I'm going to stop wall hacking now with melee toys. Let me get in here. We'll sort these all out, one by one. A lot of the time, you will do these kick and incapacitating animations as well. And as good as they are, they kind of waste time. When we're wielding 3,000 damage at our disposal, I feel like I don't need to kick them down on the ground. Just hit them. Just hit them. There we go. That was a Batman move right there. Except for the part where I killed him. Batman tends to not kill people. But I'm hoping for a couple of cool finisher animations here. Not gonna happen. Are you running away? You are as well. Come back here. Alright. Immersive Gunner's Plaza cleared out pretty well. Channeling the power of the cyber ninjas. Now I'm going to fucking Naruto run all the way over to Swan. I'll be right back. And we're back with Vats this time. One surgical chop there. He's all good. And you're hostile. I kind of want to just get a sneak in broad daylight. I don't think he'll notice, will he? Probably not. Nope, we're fine. We're out of his line of sight now. If you jump, you sneak faster. That's why I'm doing that. And now, since we're out of sight and we don't make any sound, we can probably one-shot this guy. Yeah, I don't know exactly how much damage we did, but this is the toned-down damage, by the way. This is the nerfed version, as it were, and it's I feel like it's a little bit too much, which is a lot coming from me. Okay, this time I'm using Jet. Here goes. And hopefully we should be able to run rings around him. He hasn't quite noticed where I am just yet. Are you going to turn around and attack me? Maybe. And here he comes. We'll block. Utilize this block function. Never mind, he's swung right past. Let's go for a power attack finisher here. And another one. Perfect. Apart from the terrible wound that we got, that went down about as perfectly as you get it. And I haven't forgotten about these insects. They're going to cop it in a second. Bring it, Mantis. Oh, nice. His head flies off in slow motion. I feel like the Ultra Jet wore off before the game told me, but maybe it's because when I killed the ghoul, it went into slow motion for that cinematic kill. And, ooh, I wonder if that actually overtakes Jet. That'd be a no-no if I was a Jet addict, but I barely use it. But it's great. I should use it all the time because it's awesome. And, oh no, we've got a blood nose. Anyone got a rag? Okay, so for the final test, welcome to the glowing sea, which has cleared up a lot since the last time we went here. But there's a giant Deathclaw over there, and I want to help this Rad Scorpion kick his ass. And we'll be hitting that Jet in just a second. As soon as he takes out all of the other monsters around us. Okay, I think that's it. And what we'll be trying to do here is attack him in his belly here, because that'll give us how much damage we're getting? 2,900. That's a lot of good damage right there. And we don't have to worry about blocking this guy because he's so slow. We can literally run rings around him as he's attacking. But if you feel like you need to, you can always pop a quick block if you need. You can time it perfectly in slow motion. Now, we are kind of on the clock here, so I want to get this done sooner rather than later, because as soon as this jet wears off, he's going to pick me up and kill me in one. There we go. And that is why I chose Ultra Jet. And he falls down in stunningly slow motion fashion, and the jet has worn off. That's all the power of the cyber suit there. Also worth mentioning, works with good old-fashioned classic holstered weapons here. That's what it looks like on your hip, like a giant katana. Unfortunately, it doesn't include that holster that Sam uses, the Jetstream Sam guy. He uses this in a holster, and you see it in his running animations when this thing's equipped. Like, it looks like you've got this thing in the holster, but you don't. And when you do the forward power attack, sorry, the backwards power attack, it's like it's starting from the holster, but there. You have to be really careful not to slice your fingers off doing that, Raine, and I mean it. Anyways, so I think that's about it for the Murasama. HF, that means high frequency. That's how this blade cuts. I think I explained it poorly before, but the HF does mean that. And I think I'm going to leave it there. So I think this mod still needs to have a way of crafting this. It's a little bit better. Obviously, console players can't access that. So even if they drop it off in some decent location in the world somewhere, just to let console players utilize this. Although I'm guessing there's a bunch of katana mods already. And if you want to use this thing in the game where it's from, it's probably a better bet, and you'll probably have a slightly better time with it. But I think it's a great addition to any melee character. Probably a little bit overpowered, but I think you can find enjoyment with this no matter how you're running your melee build. If you want to be super powerful, then you've got your weapon right here. But if you don't, then just don't ever like put any points into big leagues. Then I think that way you can get away with using this thing without being unstoppable and overpowered. And with that, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, guys.